The Harvest Moon, presented by Science at NASA. According to folklore, every full moon has a special name. There's the wolf moon, the snow moon, the worm moon, the sprouting grass moon, the flower moon, the strawberry moon, the thunder moon, the sturgeon moon, the harvest moon, the hunter's moon, the beaver moon, and the long night's moon. Each name tells us something about the season or month in which the full moon appears. This month's full moon is the harvest moon. The harvest moon is the full moon that falls closest to the autumnal equinox, the beginning of northern autumn. In 2013, the moon is full on the night of September 18th, while the equinox follows close behind on September 22nd. The coincidence sets the stage for a nice display of harvest moonlight. In the days before light bulbs, farmers relied on moonlight to help them harvest their crops. Many crops ripen all at once in late summer and early autumn, so farmers found themselves extremely busy at this time of year. They had to work after sundown. Moonlight became an essential part of farming, and so the harvest moon was born. There's more to the harvest moon, however, than just an old-fashioned name. It really is special. Throughout the year, the moon rises, on average, about 50 minutes later each day. But near the autumnal equinox, this difference shrinks to only 30 minutes. The reason is, at the beginning of autumn, the moon's orbital path makes a narrow angle with the evening horizon. To a non-astronomer, that might sound like celestial trivia, but to skywatchers, it makes a huge difference. For several nights in a row around the time of the harvest moon, the moon rises at about the same time, sunset. And you know what happens when the moon rises at sunset. Low-hanging moons are reddened by clouds and dust. Not only that, they are swollen to outlandish size by the moon illusion, a well-known but still mysterious trick of the eye that makes low-hanging moons seem much larger than they really are. When you add these effects together, the harvest moon often looks like a great pumpkin. The experience is repeated for several nights in a row around the equinox. A great pumpkin-colored moon rising in the east is a nice way to kick off northern autumn. And it's also a nice way to end the day. At sundown on September 18th, go outside.
What's up for October? A harvest moon and a blue moon. Mars is up all night, and a journey beyond the galaxy. This month brings not just one, but two full moons, at the beginning and end of the month. The full moon on October 1st is called the harvest moon. The harvest moon is the name for the full moon that occurs closest to the September equinox, one of 2 days per year when day and night are of equal length. Most years the harvest moon falls in September, but every few years it shifts over to October. The name traces back to both Native American and European traditions, related, not surprisingly, to harvest time. At the end of October, on the 31st, we'll enjoy a second full moon. When there are two full moons in a month, the second is often called a blue moon. There's another more traditional definition of a blue moon, but this is the most well-known. Note that this is the only two full moon month in 2020. October is a great time for viewing Mars, as the planet is visible all night right now and reaches its highest point in the sky around midnight. This period of excellent visibility coincides with the event known as opposition, which occurs about every 2 years when Mars is directly on the opposite side of Earth from the Sun. This is also around the time when Mars and Earth come closest together in their orbits, meaning the red planet is at its brightest in the sky, so don't miss it. Spacecraft from several nations are currently on the way to Mars, including NASA's Mars 2020 mission, which is scheduled to land there in February. Finally this month, it's a great time to try and spot the galaxy of Andromeda. Andromeda is also known as M31. It's a spiral galaxy similar in appearance to our own Milky Way, but slightly larger. Both contain hundreds of billions of stars and, we think, trillions of planets. Now, we can't see the overall shape of the Milky Way because we're inside it, so Andromeda gives us a sense of what our galaxy would look like if you could see it from afar. Andromeda is faint and best viewed with a telescope, but you can observe it with binoculars or even a cell phone with a good camera on it, even from light-polluted areas. And under very dark skies, it's just barely a naked eye object. So although it might be a little challenging, it's worth it to see an entire galaxy with your own eyes. To find the Andromeda Galaxy, look to the northeast in the evening sky once it's truly dark. Find the sideways W that represents the throne of Queen Cassiopeia. To the right of Cassiopeia lies the constellation Andromeda, which includes this string of bright stars. Moving upward, hang a left at the second of these bright stars, and as you scan back over toward Cassiopeia, you'll notice a faint, fuzzy patch of light. That fuzzy patch is the Andromeda Galaxy, located 2 million light-years away. If you manage it, congratulations, you've just gone intergalactic. Here are the phases of the moon for October.
And enjoy the harvest.